And I ain't toot my own horn. I'm just telling you, I ain't been wrong yet. And I'm telling y'all now. Because it's the tide's high. You understand what I'm saying? The tide is high. You ain't figured it out yet. You won't understand what's happening out here, man. Just because you don't die today from a shot, don't mean you ain't got to get shot. You see what I'm saying? Just because you ain't died today from a shot, don't mean you ain't get shot. Don't mean you ain't getting shot at on a regular basis. You understand what I mean? So, folks, right now, man, we in another wave. This is a silent war. All right? This is a silent war. This is a war. This is a war of wars, man. There ain't gonna be a lot of people left after this. There's not gonna be a lot of people after this. And the people that are hypogenesis, you know what they were saying? This gene being passed on to your offspring. It's being passed on through they manipulating your DNA. Why would somebody want to manipulate our DNA? Who was doing that? The devil's doing it. You see what I'm saying? Like, the devil's manipulating your DNA. Why the devil manipulating your DNA? The Lucifer race. But what is the overall plan for manipulating a person's DNA? If you manipulate somebody's DNA, you're just trying to make them go to hell? Like, but this is what we've been programmed to believe. We can't put all the information together. They manipulating your DNA. They're creating other races. This ain't the first reset. This ain't the first time these beings been fighting or destroying a race. Did God save the last couple races? Or did they perish? Waiting on a savior to come down here and stop them from taking a walk. The same savior that they go and went to the church and everything to get that information from. Now, connecting to the source will save you from some of the stuff that's going on, because God is going to be able to hit you and give you that information, give you the signal. And when it's time for you to leave here, you will go. It might not go the way that you believe it to go, because these beings are controlling and manipulating the literature that you receive, the information, the religions. They are manipulating it. They've been manipulating it. And most people can't get out their own way about it. But I'm not going to preach so much about that. I want people to believe whatever they want to believe. At the end of the day, I'm only here to help. At the end of the day. But understand the different stuff that they throwing at you here on this realm. All right? And if you're in my presence and you getting this information, maybe God wanted you to get this information. Maybe you being connected is why you getting this information. Do you understand what I'm saying? But that don't mean that it's not the mean that it's not the right information for you to get, because you've been touched enough to be here to begin with. Some folks, it might be too late for you. I'll be honest, it might be. But for you all that it's not, it's important that you take the necessary precautions. Understand, pay attention. Your head should be on the swivel by now, because they're attacking us from all angles. If you ain't figured that out yet, man, look no further than your local grocery store. Your local grocery store, or your air, what they got in there, what you drinking every day. This is a biological war. You either fighting in it or you dying in it. It's one or the other. So, anywho, guys, I did not want to make this video long. I thought this was pertinent information as it pertains to it, because we pieced some stuff together and figured out that there's another wave. There's another wave that's to be avoided. And for you guys that know, spread the word, share, put people on game, let them know what's happening. A lot of people just don't know what the hell is happening, man. They just don't know. And a lot of it's because of the program, the fluoridation, the mind control. They put mind control parasites in, monitoring devices, and DEPOP, artificial intelligent parasites, into our bodies. They calcifying our pineal glands. They putting health deteriorating chemicals in our bodies from birth to death. They doing it the whole time.
You can make the avatar take over the control on the human. And then you can basically intentionally insert sequences that the human is supposed to feel or think, and he will perceive it as his free will without realizing that he's been taken over. And this is basically the end goal of the entire program. It's called Sensor Spectrum Efficient National Radar Surveillance. No. Spectrum Efficient Surveillance. Oh, wait. I have to type it down. Sorry. Sensor Spectrum Efficient National Surveillance Radar. This is it.
Okay.
It's run with a Gemini radar chip produced by Raytheon that is in every 5G antenna. And it supplies basically a transparent battlefield manipulation of urban areas, looking into every single room of every single house, displaying every human with his ID and social security number. What he thinks and what he feels.
How far have they come?
The last data I got from a whistleblower that was about 6 years ago, and he said 60 to 70% of US population writable. 100% readable, 60, 70% writable. That was 6 years ago. And then they started to send Homeland Security to gang stalk those who were not predictable. Because it's known if you are traumatized, you run on a personality level. Personalities are linear structures that are predictable, while heart consciousness is nonlinear and unpredictable. So they send out those trolls from Homeland Security to terrorize innocent people just because they still have a heart.
And then looking at the live blood, what became very apparent was that while there have been filamental structures in the blood before the shot rolled out, what happened was that basically for 30 years there was this geoengineering project and people had been infected with what's called gallons. And Mark Steele, the weapons expert, discussed that this is really used for satellite reconnaissance. So what that means is the more metals you have in your body, the more GPS tracking location systems are useful for you, and that the military was able in 2006 actually to determine who's vaccinated and who isn't just based on the metal contents on people.
And then they putting out the program and sending out the frequency. You don't think we at war. You don't think we at war. Right? Man. Hey, if you are awake, you do know what's going on. Welcome to the resistance. And if you're not, go back to sleep. Go back to sleep. Anywho, guys, I just want to put that information out here. I put the videos, pieces together, stuff together the best I could. I wasn't planning on doing the video today. I felt it was important. Important, right? Hey, I gotta gotta, if I'm gonna be leading and helping people to see what's happening out here, I gotta be on top. I gotta be on my game. Recognize things before others.
You're sharing screen. You don't see me? You don't see what's going on?
Alright, go to my profile page. Go to the settings joint. What it says? Privacy.
Order your free Donald Trump Collector's Gold Bar now. We're giving these beautiful Trump Gold Bars to any
Can y'all see this?
Life hack. If you want to survive the winter, you need to try a bearskin hoodie for those
I
outdoors.
should do what? Yeah, here.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
An illusion will be created so vast, so large that it escapes their perception. Those who see it will be thought of as insane. We will always stand above the relative field of their experience, for we know the secrets of the absolute. We will work together always, and we will remain bound by blood and secrecy. Death will come to he who speaks. We will keep their lifespans short and their minds weak while pretending to do the opposite. Will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from our many drugs, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths. They will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. For all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. will see our products being used in films and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject poisons into the blood of their children and convince them that it's for their health. We will start early on when their minds are young. We will target their children with what children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals that will kill their minds and steal their future. When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicines that will make them sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak, for they succumb to us and our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods, so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games, so that they may never be one with the oneness of all. Their minds will belong to us, and they will do as we say. If they refuse, we shall find ways to implement mind-altering technology into their lives. We will use fear as our weapon. We will establish their governments and establish opposites within. We will own both sides. We will always hide our objective and carry out our plan. They will perform the labor for us, and we shall prosper from their toil. Our families will never mix with theirs. Blood must be pure, always, for it is the way. We will keep them separated from the one by dogma, religion. We will control all aspects of their lives. We will make them kill each other when it suits us, and tell them what to think and how. We will guide them gently, letting them think they are guiding themselves. We will incite animosity between them through our factions. When a light shall shine among them, we shall extinguish it by ridicule or death, whichever suits us best. We will make them rip each other's hearts out and kill their own children. We will accomplish this by using hate as our ally, anger as our friend.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a world where the rule of law.
Understand, they are single, as long as they are not discovered. That is their...
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order.
Intention to rule rests with the annihilation of consciousness.
An order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founder.
Keep us asleep, keep us selfish, keep us innate.
Though unlike you, we don't divide ourselves into countries. We're one united people.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for a long time.
We're honored and privileged to be able to assist mankind with our knowledge and technology.
But the visitors didn't just get here. They've been here for years. For decades, they've been implementing a plan that will result in the extermination of every man, woman, and child on the face of this earth.
Behind closed doors on this New York campus, a secret gathering of some of the world's most powerful people. Gates, Buffett, Bloomberg, Winfrey, together with others at the meeting, including George Soros, Ted Turner, David Rockefeller. That much money, that much power around one table. It begs the question, what were they doing? What were they scheming?
Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. But let's take a look.
These posing as humans established themselves in all facets of life, whether it be business, government, religion, the military. It took years. And once embedded among us, they set out to cause worldwide instability.
A new world order.
Unnecessary wars. Economic meltdown. Faith twisted into extremism.
What difference at this point does it make?
Tonight, we're announcing the expansion of our healing centers. The goal is to open one in every major city across the world. We want to provide complete medical services to all.
You're talking about universal health care.
The idea of a Medicare for all. But that's called the death panel.
I believe that's what you call it, yes.
They gain trust with the promise of friendship and technology. And of course, all they're really doing is positioning themselves as the saviors of mankind.
You agreed that you're going to spend more than $100 million on this. Where is that money being spent?
You warned everybody about this in a TED Talk in 2015. You predicted this would happen.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war. We also have ambitious goals for getting vaccine coverage up.
How do you see us acclimating back into a normal life when we don't have the cure for this?
And of course, all they're really doing is positioning themselves as the saviors.
Well, they won't be back to normal until we either have that phenomenal vaccine.
Is that the vitamin shot?
No, it's the flu vaccine.
What, human vaccine?
They're not mixing their drug into the vitamin shot. They're mixing it into our flu vaccine. Shipment leaves tomorrow.
There's an approach called RNA vaccine that people like Moderna, CureVac, and others are using.
This is a new DNA vaccine. This is a genetically altered. They're going to make, we're going to be GMO crops basically in the human genome because they're going to insert altered genes that are supposedly going to produce these antibodies.
In 2015, we'd identified that as very promising for pandemics and for other applications as well.
Examination of the R6 using human technology revealed nothing more than a simple saline shot. But when I used our equipment, I found something quite different. R6 has a molecular compound that embeds itself in human DNA. It interacts with the human genome, then emits a wave. It's like a transmission.
So she's tagging humans like animals in the wild.
Eventually, what we'll have to have is certificates of who's a recovered person, who's a vaccinated person, because you don't want people moving around the world.
Is Bill Gates working with ID 2020, Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, Accenture, Microsoft, the United Nations, and many, many others to create a new digital identity, which includes the use of biometrics, blockchain, nanotechnology, and artificial intelligence that will not only serve as a digital certificate of vaccination, but will also include all of your medical records, all of your financials, every form of identification, including your passports, your driver's licenses, your online accounts, virtually every aspect of your life linked to you both on and offline.
MIT, under funding of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, has developed a quantum dot ink implant that can be monitored by a smartphone.
So eventually there will be sort of this digital immunity proof that will help facilitate the global reopening up.
And in 2020, world patent number 0606 was published by Microsoft Technology, titled Cryptocurrency System Using Body Activity Data. It outlines a technology wherein human body activity associated with a task provided to a user may be used in a mining process of a cryptocurrency system. The human is given an activity to accomplish, which is sent from a body sensor to the cloud and to the cryptocurrency system, rewarding the human with money.
So she's tagging humans like animals in the wild.
You can't force me to play anything of my own. It don't work like that, man.
They did everything from here. Tested it on humans, packaged it to look like the flu shot.
When this shipment mingles with the real shots, no one will be able to tell the difference.
And no government agency is going to be worrying about a flu vaccine. They got to feed vitamins to evaluate.
Which in all likelihood is nothing more than a vitamin shot. They know exactly how to play us. The media bombards us with stories of epidemics, pandemics. So when we run out, we get a shot to protect ourselves. That's what the V's are counting on, our predictability.
So you can avoid lots of diseases if you've been properly vaccinated. Once you have a safe and effective vaccine and get that out to almost all of the people on the planet and build the preparatory system.
Hey guys, I have new followers, so this one's for you. Your DNA is made up of 72,000 genome from your mom, 72,000 genome from your dad, equaling 144,000, God's perfect image, a very prominent number in the Bible. Now, these mRNA jibby jabs have the ability to go into the cell and break through its nucleus and reverse transcribe DNA into your cells. Okay? They are creating cDNA, complementary DNA, which is owned and patentable by these pharmaceutical companies. This mRNA carries instructions, a payload, and it is adding an additional 72,000 genome to your DNA, which would make it 216,000, or 600 3-score-and-6, which is 600 times 60 times 6. There's your 666. Now, the initial hokey pokey works as hardware. The secondary hokey pokeys work as software. And the graphene oxide works as a conductor for these toxic lipid nanoparticles and the nanotechnology to self-assemble into devices. And they are self-assembling into medical devices inside the body that will read your biometric data and also create nanochips that are receiving and outputting information and generating a MAC address. Anyone who has these jibby jabs, you have a MAC address. You show up marked as a network on Bluetooth. You can test this for yourself. They also contain DARPA hydrogels, which form crystalline antenna and move in a fractal manner through your brain, making its way to your pineal gland. That same DARPA hydrogel is on the tip of every PCR test. And when you shove that up to your nose, it breaks the mucosa all the way up the top of your nose where it meets your brain. And the DARPA hydrogel goes into your brain, and it also has a payload. And people who took a PCR test also show up with a MAC address. Now here's the really scary part.
What's a PCR
All of these
test?
structures that have been found in these vials under...
Yeah, the PCR test is like when they go up the cribriform plate where they twist those swabs up the cribriform plate that have openings that are able to get into your blood-brain barrier, and what they do is deposit them.
When you took the corona test.
No, I didn't.
I'm saying that's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Fuck, they got me.
Damn. Nah, you can detox from that shit though. You can get that shit. Nah, dude, you be alright.
It's under a microscope. The graphene nanoribbons, the DARPA hydrogels, the self-assembled nanochips, all of that, those same structures are now being found in literally every single kind of injectable that you can think of. The flu shot, heparin, monkeypox, polio, you name it, it's in there. They are creating human hybrids with chimeric DNA. We are in the days of Noah.
Hey, what's up, family? What is going on? Man. So, got some things I need to talk to y'all about today. I don't know if I'm gonna put the first part of this video that I already started to record. I don't know if I'm gonna put it on here or not. But a couple things I need to address, man. First of all, I just took a strike on my main channel, so probably not gonna be able to post there for a little while, man. Unfortunately, I was just about to let everybody know on there that we would go ahead and continue the 40% off for gonna do it 2 Wednesday. So now since this video come out, gonna do it 2 Thursday for those folks, man, that didn't get to get it. So unfortunately, guys, I do things a certain kind of way, and it still caught up with me this time. So what I do is, man, I post the video on the other channels first, so that if it gets blocked, or it gets censored, or they give me a strike or something, then I won't take it on my main channel. They got most of my subscribers. I do that strategically for a reason. So, like when I post something like, "Oh, we got some a sale or discount," something like that, it may not get to that channel till late or last minute. All right, because I don't use that channel as the primary channel, because it's watched and looked at a little more deeply. So I can put a video up on the other channel and it might ride. Then I'll put up on that channel, they get it because it got way more subscribers. So it's about how many people get to see it. They don't want that many people to see it. If It's like, guys, you look at it, I got 52,000 subscribers over there, and then you'll have 50 people in a live. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make any kind of sense at all. Like, people notice it, man. If you ain't stupid, like, you can do the numbers and figure it out. How could somebody like this sharing over 2 million videos or getting 2 million views a month? How could they be diminished down to 50 viewers? Hey man, all I can do is laugh at the stuff, man. It's funny, but it's not. But anyway, I just want to say that, man, that we would be doing that. We're gonna do the 40% off until Thursday. So through Thursday, after Thursday, man, it's gonna be back at the normal rate. So right now, you're basically getting almost half off of any type of bundle package. Okay, so that allows you to get cleaned up significantly, as far as a lot of different levels and different measures that they've been taking. All right, which is very important right now. It's vital to your health, man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you like this, man. People sometimes, a lot of folks think that they fine, and you think that you fine until you not fine, and then when you not fine, it's too late. You can't come back and try to take these protocols later on and try to fix yourself. That ain't how it works. Okay, the medical industry, they have established stuff to deteriorate yourself so that you fall into their hands.
Yeah.
It's about that time they about to be doing counting shit. Save some of this shit for tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Or if you're gonna watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll probably tell you about it. I'll just tell you some vital information, like the good shit. Because
Yeah, 17. It's like 3 hours.
it's called it's called Net Most Wanted News on Rumble, and then just this channel, and then this is newest one.
What I do want to watch tomorrow is the slave joint. So you can watch this one. I want to see what this is. You know which one I'm talking about? Trey, it's like slave race.
Slave race. You want to see the slave race one?
Yeah, tomorrow. I gotta get off this shit tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fucking 4:30. I'm in college right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna keep watching this, big dog, and then
All right, go ahead.
I'll fill you in.
Yeah, I'll hit you up tomorrow.
All right, big dog.
All right. I got you back, so you can just join back tomorrow.
All right.
Period. Okay, that's why I tell you when you get to a certain age, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's stuff set in because those parasites reach the brain and stuff, and it's too late for you at that point. It's too late for you, and that's why they finding. I just did the video. I was saying they was finding Parkinson's and MS and stuff in younger people because they went and injected all the parasites in everybody. And those are saying like, hey guys, do your own research. 100% of the people that's got MS, they find parasites in them, and it's in like the spinal fluid and stuff. You see what I'm saying? So he's talking about neurological damage. They mess around with your neurological system, your nerves and stuff. They eating at your nerves and your brain. I'm not gonna go into depth in all that stuff, man. Y'all understand what it is, okay? As far as somebody said something to me about the genesis and pineal gland decalcification, and there was another person that said something, man, about they took a lot and they got a headache. I said, look. Hey, the directions are as they are. Do not listen to me. It's the same thing. If you take too much fluoride, guys, take fluoride, period, it's going to have an effect, poison over time. If you take too much fluoride, you can die from that immediately. Okay? And you have to understand, fluoride works to calcify your pineal over time. Okay? Decalcification works over time as well. So you have to take it in small quantities, small doses. Okay, in the same way how they distribute the fluoride. You have to counter that with small doses of the genesis at the same token to start the decalcification process and start to eliminate the fluoride that's being distributed throughout your system, if that makes any sense. It works on a molecular level. You got to understand that. Okay, so you take the small doses, man. It's not an overnight decalcification. That's not gonna work. You've been getting calcified for some of y'all 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Understand that. Okay, and they do it like that because they don't want you to drop dead. They want to say they're not gonna just give you a heavy dose of one drink of fluoride and you go, oh, what's the purpose of calcifying your body? They're gonna kill you. So understand that when you take the Genesis and do it like I do it, man. I get my bottle, my Genesis, and I take the pinch like you're supposed to, and I buy a case of waters, right? I bought like a 30 pack of waters, and I just sit, man, and I just open each bottle of water, sprinkle the Genesis in each one, close it back up, put it in the refrigerator. So when I go to grab water, I'm already decalcifying like that. So it's like a constant cycle. So they constantly making sure I'm getting fluoride in your water. I'm constantly making sure I'm decalcifying in mine. You see how that works? And I'm constantly killing the fluoride that they put in. So that's how you do it, the Genesis. Get your bottles of water, line them up, man. Do your pinches, and then put them waters in the refrigerator. You good. That's all you got to do. All right, now, another thing I want to address. Somebody said something. This lady, man, I don't know. Like, hey, I can tell if you've been following me, man, because you ain't some things. It don't make sense. So this lady said something to me on a comment talking about something. Because I'll be telling y'all, say, man, the stuff I've been telling y'all been right. And I'm gonna play a video in here, man. Y'all can watch it if you want to, but it's gonna go back. It's one of my previous earlier videos that kind of depicts everything as it was going on. And the reason I'm doing that is so you can see kind of how things look now that your eyes is wide open. You see what I'm saying? And like now that some of you are starting to really, really pick up on it, really get it. Now let's rehash what happened so you can see it with different eyes. Right? Like I was explaining to y'all how Trump is in the drama, how there's 2 or 3 different Trumps, how there was a plan to raise the consciousness of the planet, but certain dead weight would have to be removed. And this is coming from not only this is not coming from the DEPOP necessarily only, but it's also coming from the benevolent beings that also want to raise the consciousness of the planet because we have to. They've been saying that for a long time. We had to by a certain time. And if certain amount of people would not raise their consciousness, the earth could not lift its consciousness. It's a spirit in itself. You can't raise the 4th or 5th density unless certain amount of low vibrational people were removed. Okay, or else they have to raise their consciousness. So, but like you said, it would not involve their free will. And taking a walk was not free will. That's why I explained to y'all. That's why I said in the last video with Dr. Tarr was like, I don't have no sympathy. These people just stupid, this, that, and other. I had that same approach if y'all know me from the beginning. I was like, man, people dumb, people stupid. Because we didn't understand that people were being mind controlled, mind manipulated. All right, so when you watch this video, you're gonna understand that. You can see how Trump was like, yeah, they wrong. This World Health Organization, understand the World Health Organization directly connected to China. Okay, directly connected to China. Who was sending out the masks and the tests? China, right? So you say, well, dang, what was in there? You've seen it. It was different mind-altering organisms and artificial intelligent parasites, and not just that, nano particles that were in the test and the mask. Okay, and all these things had a desired effect. And it's not, and I tell you all the time, it's not a if thing or a trial or try to figure it out. They know it's already been studied. They know exactly what everything is going to do. It's going to work as it is designed to work. This isn't a let's try and see if it worked thing. So if you got hit, you see what I'm saying? If you did this stuff, it worked. Understand, it worked. That's not a question. They don't spill billions or trillions of dollars of your taxpayers' money, of the money that you fund all these different organizations, cancer research or lupus research stuff. They don't spend all that money that you pay them to do that stuff. They spend it on making sure that this type of stuff that they design works. You understand what I'm saying? Just like the girls and boys homes don't take care of the girls and boys. They make sure they give find the ones they want, and they give them over to the cabal, give them over to these sexual or sex trafficking organizations and child harvesting programs. You see what I'm saying? So you got to understand how it works. It's not about does it work or we got to find out. No, they know it works. All right. So like I said, the test and the mask, y'all already know. I told y'all all about that stuff. If you ain't got that stuff out your system, get it out your system because you're being controlled, whether you know it or not. You will assume that it's your free will. Some of you assume that you went and took the walk because you wanted to. No, you didn't. You were controlled. That's why they was trying to line everybody up and get everybody tested. Because once you got tested, you were going to be so fired to go take that dang walk.
And that was because of the mind control technology. And I've showed y'all over the course of the last 2 years how that technology works. So you can't question that. Now, the other part is that people would always report that once they was fine and they took the pop quiz and then they got sick later. Understand that, like I told y'all. And this is why they understood that. And they said, oh, you might have it even if you don't have symptoms. Yeah, because they were going to give it to you when you took the pop quiz. All right. So they were going to give you the virus, and they also were going to put the mind altering technology at the same time. So it was with two stones. That's why you saw the Q-tips with the nanoparticles on them, which has that's a delivery mechanism. All right. Then you also had the Magellan fibers for monitoring and control. So you got hit with two things at one time. That's why I support it. Hey, if you haven't, still like I say, get out the system. But understand this. Those nanos, those were delivering the virus. That's what was making people sick. Okay? And I showed you that stuff was on cigarettes and things like that. Notice how people have lung cancer and all these lung problems from smoking cigarettes. And I showed you the filters of the cigarettes they had in them. Same stuff they was putting on the dang thing. But see, the difference is they jamming it right through. So it's getting right to you. So I say, man, if you want to control somebody, you got to go for the brain. Okay, so that's why they went directly to the brain to control you. All right, then they also dropped off the virus. And so you have both of them things working in conjunction together. And that's why they was able to say, hey, you may not have symptoms. And then they use the celebrities, which are tied to the priesthood, tied to the Illuminati, tied to the banks. All right, I'm starting to make sense. All right, so all of that was working in conjunction. That's why everybody was coming down with it, because they knew if they got everybody tested. That's why I told you Trump was Andromeda. He was saying, hey, everybody doesn't need to get tested. You got to look back, man, and watch the video. I'm going to play this video so y'all can see for yourself. But he was fighting against it. You wonder, well, why was Trump going against different things that they were saying? All right, but then understand it is Andromeda and Palladian. Like Alex Collier said, they already had plans to do certain stuff a certain kind of way. If they couldn't get the consciousness of the plan to raise, the Andromedas and Palladians already knew that they were going to have to allow a certain amount of people to be casualties of war and get wiped out. All right, but those they understand also, those that are connected to their higher self would not get wiped out because they would know the plans, and their higher self would tell them not to take the walk, not to do certain things. Okay, and that's like Max Pierce was saying, like, those connected to their higher self would not be, they would avoid the mass wipeouts. And understand the Andromedans and Palladians, they know that and understand that too. All right, so furthermore, man, they knew that a certain amount of people was going to have to get wiped out, regardless of George Godstone, as they talking about as well. But like I said, the woman came on, man, and I don't know who you are. You might be watching this video right now, but you said something like, Ned, you talking about you always right. I've been right about everything at this point. I'm not too my own heart just because I know the playbook. I'm connected, and also I've done enough research to know. All right, but what I said, what she said to me was, you said you're always right, but you're not right because you said that you can reverse the effects of the vaccine, the walk. I said, who you talking to, lady? Who are you talking to? You must not know my resume. I ain't never, ever said, if you watch my videos, y'all know what I say. What I always say, hey man, I feel for you guys. That was messed up that you did it. We're gonna try to help you. I don't know if it's a way you can get out of this, but as far as I know, once you took it, you done. Okay, I got friends and stuff that took it, they done. And if it wasn't like that, then why wouldn't I just help them? If it was a way to help them, why would I be on here telling, hey guys, if you took the walk, we can help you. You can still. I ain't never said no crap like that, and I'm not gonna say no crap like that. I hope that y'all can get help. I don't want anybody to suffer no tragic loss like that of life. Even though you're gonna live beyond this, it's still messed up because you're still like most people that took the walk ain't connected to their higher self. So when they do leave her, they're not going nowhere. They're gonna be back in here. They was vibrating low. You have to understand how all that stuff works, and I'll touch on that too. But understand, I've never told people that you could take the walk and you're gonna be good. I've never said nothing like that. I said maybe you took if you took the pop quiz or you wore a mask, all right, then you can shake that stuff off because that's the stuff we provide. That's the products we give in to get people straight.
far as that, to get rid of the mind altering technology to kill these certain mind control parasites, intelligent parasites, health deteriorating parasites, and stuff like that. Now, I did say, based off some of the stuff that the doctors and scientists said, you can take the RV or whatever and some other things that will help slow it down. Okay, we're talking about the movement of the spike P or whatever, and also the intelligent parasite that's flowing through your system when AIDS is trying to attack your neurological system. You can slow that stuff down, from my understanding. That's it. All right, there ain't nobody came out saying you can remove it yet. Okay, unfortunately, lady, I don't know what you're talking about, but you're wrong. Okay, go look at my video and please find the video where that said, yes, guys, we can reverse the walk. Please, I'll be saying that every video, like, hey, because I would like to do that if we could, but we can't do that. We can't do that. What we can do is reverse some of the stuff, the damage that they're doing as far as the certain parasites that's been put in our system from the technology and stuff like that, and the food, the water. So yeah, we can start doing that. But the other stuff, lady, you talking about, I don't know what you're talking about. So anyway, I want to address that. Another thing, man, we have to look at. And I recorded this video. This is my second time recording this video, guys. So you have to bear with me. I have to be mindful of what I said in the last video and what I didn't, what I missed, and what I said at the beginning of this video. Okay. So somebody was saying something also about space not existing and everything like that. I just look. And if you don't understand this, man, then you need to really sit down with yourself. You really need to start thinking, like using your brain. A lot of people can't think. I think very, very clearly. Okay, I have a great deal of wisdom at this point. I have eyes. I'm one that can see. Okay, and I'm not stupid and stuff. You got to be able to make sense of stuff, man. You got to. So people talk about, oh, there is no space in this, that, and other. How come it ain't? And I'm gonna break it down for you real quick. The stuff that you've been given as far as the information here, yes, it has been diluted. And it may not exist in the context that it's been given to you, but that don't mean it don't exist. And let me explain. When this world was created and God said, let there be light, right? God already was somewhere. Okay, if this was a firmament, whatever it is, where was God when he created this firmament? Oh, damn. Oh, he was sitting on that tree over there. Stupid. Okay, let's just be clear. Where was God when he created this firmament? Or this ball, this flat plane, this sphere, where was he? Right? That's one thing right there alone that's gonna what they call debunk your whole idea that there's nothing outside of this. Because God is outside of this. And what people always say, when we leave here, we're going to be with God. So how you gonna go be with God? And you can't leave up out here. Where are you going to be with God at? Stupid. Heaven and hell. If heaven is heaven right here, so where is heaven? Stupid. Hell. Is hell right here? Is hell right here? Hell very well might be right here. But you can't have heaven and hell in the same place, right? So if this is a place in itself, and heaven is supposed to be in another place, and hell's another place, then you have to go outside of here to reach one of those 2 points, whether it be physically or spiritually. Spiritually, understand that you still leaving here. There ain't no other dimensions or nothing like that. Okay, ain't no other dimension. So what would heaven be? It's another level outside of this. You can't stay on this level and be in heaven, whether you're there physically or spiritually. You can't leave her physically, right? So you will leave her spiritually. Remember with Tesla, he was doing his communication based off of what, and guys, you dismiss this stuff, but you have to look at it because it all lines up and it all makes sense. And there's too much factual information to ignore it. The guy Al Phillips, which I use him a lot, he was talking about, we hope it is warfare going on in outer space. We hope that it doesn't reach the Earth's surface. Well, it reached the Earth's surface. I told y'all that. Got all these different beings here or whatever. Okay, I showed y'all. You understand that certain beings is the Draco's running the media, they running the medical industry, they took over all that stuff so they can mess us up and control us. That's why I showed you Trump been on the opposite side of that, but he ain't the only one. There's other Andromedans and Pleiadians and other facets that are here that are having an effect on this whole outcome. But what you have to understand is What you have to understand is that, like Tesla, he was having communication with the beings. That's why he got information for technology, as far as the time travel and stuff. He got the information to and stuff, as far as the laws of the universe, 369 manifestation, all of this different stuff that people ain't paying no attention to. But he was saying he was in touch with beings. He had created these different devices and stuff and whatnot, and he was able to communicate with the beings, right? The beings and the president tried to work something out with him. Certain beings and whatnot, and they decided not to. Then they went to talk to some other beings, and they talked to some beings, and they ended up they was like, "Oh, we're gonna set up a military complex, industrial complex here," and then they was like, "No, we don't want to do that because they could take over, and they could run us, and they could control us, and they could just do everything." That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. Because what happened, we ended up with underground bases where children were getting trafficked. What happened to the children? They being harvested. So what kind of beings got them? Talking about they trying to reproduce and stuff like that. Okay, start trying to recreate their race, using us for genetic experiments. Hello, have you not paid attention? I think we look like some damn genetic experiments right now. The pandemic was a genetic experiment in itself. Do you not know that? Do you not know that? Do you not know that it was a big experiment? Still, people can't figure it out. Can't figure it out. What Bill Snyder said? They were gonna be using biochemical weapons. We here right now. Him and Al Billick was like working in unison. They was talking, like he was mentioning, like Al Billick been in the underground tunnels. He been did this. He was, and Phil is out here talking about half off the beings and stuff. People like, they ain't beings, right? But yeah, people like, oh, it's demons. You see what I'm saying? Like people, you everything you think is based off of the stuff that they gave you. Oh, it's demons. The demons. So the demons is trying to turn you into a hypergenesis. They trying to control you on this physical thing. Demons. But demons supposed to only exist in the spiritual, right? But how are they operating here on the physical? And I told you that the beings are from Orion. Okay, even Al Billick, Alice Collier was saying that. The group from Orion, they've been manipulating the DNA. Well, who's trying to give you a walk that got some DNA manipulation in it? Like guys, you have to just think for a second, right? But furthermore, as you was talking about, and I'll be all over the place, I know, man. I'll be giving y'all so much in so little time. But you was talking about how Tesla created the time machine and he had connections to the beings and stuff. They were interdimensional beings. So that means that they're not from this dimension. Okay, they would be spiritual in form at the same time, and they would be able to come in between this realm and other realms. You understand what I'm saying? So if demons is from hell, that's a dimension in itself, right? The Dracos, whatever you want to call them. Then you got beings that are not here, like Andromeda and Pleiadians. So from all understanding, all intents and purposes, they may be considered as angels, where they fight on our behalf. They might not look what you expect them to look like. Like people assume, like when we die, leave here, people like, well, I hope I get my wings, and they picture and envision themselves with real wings, like you gonna look like a freaking bird. See what I'm saying? Like the stupidity of people believe in this type of stuff. Physically, you gonna look like a freaking bird. No, you gonna be a spirit, man. And you're gonna leave up out of here. But once you turn spirit form, you're not physical. You're not flying around on this planet on Earth. You spiritual. So now you interdimensional. At that point, you either going up dimensions to the heavens, whatever you want to call it. That's what you want to believe, or you going down dimensions, all right? Because you ain't flying, right? Because you've been grounded. Because you vibrate too low. You can't go no higher. So what you need some wings for? If you want to take a physical interpretation, you know, if that analogy works better for you. You see what I'm saying? So understand this, man. Physically, your mind is wrapped around the physical world that they created. We're spiritual beings first. So things that occur to us on the physical realm affect our spiritual, but we will transition back to spirit form at some point. All right, that's why when you go to sleep and stuff, and I'm gonna get into this, man, and this is where it gets kind of deep, and I want people to understand it. As I was saying, you once you transition out here, you transition to spirit form. Okay, people want to believe you just float around and like they want to believe heaven and hell, but they don't want to believe it's nothing outside this. Well, like I said, the understanding that you have for heaven and hell is not really what it is, and that's why you can't grasp what's going on. On top of that, there's so many other levels to this, man. I can't explain right now because it'll throw people off. But understand this, man. Once you transition into the spirit form, man, you have to leave this realm, this 3D realm. And you know who has control over this realm? Satan, the devil, and his minions. But who is Satan, devil, and the minions? The Draco reptilians. Okay. However they've been described to you, take it for what it is, man. Told you the reptilians, they was here when the Bible got created. They was here in the Garden of Eve, Adam and Eve. Okay, that's what they did. They deceived them into taking a bite of the apple the same way. They cut them off from the source. Then I understand they cut them off from the source. Then what they've been trying to do, cut you off from the source, trap you here, so you can't connect. So now you lose using your physical eye. Now you can be caught up in the distractions of the world. They can use that stuff against you. All right, because you operating off the physical. You're no longer using your single eye, which is your spiritual eye. That's why they want to calcify. Because if you calcify, you could disconnect it from the source. So you can go to church and do all that stuff, praise God. You can catch the Holy Ghost and pretend like you dancing and all that stuff. You ain't connected. It look good. It's a good show that you put on, but you're not connected. And these people think that they're going to go to heaven. Like, oh, I'm going to heaven because I caught the Holy Ghost. Or I did a dance in church. Okay. And a lot of times, and I hate to say it, a lot of these times, people be filled with bad spirits, and it may come off like that. You have to think, well, how can you go to church with bad spirits? Well, look at it. You got the Vatican. You got them doing child sacrifices, all kind of crap, right? You got the Pope, evil person. These people supposed to be on holy ground, doing holy matrimony, holy worship and stuff. But what are they doing? Okay, so obviously there's a connection between some evil stuff that's going on some supposedly holy ground. How can this be? Start looking at it. But like I said, what they wanted to make sure they did, they want to make sure that they calcified your pineal gland when you got here. I remember what they finding right now, and I'm gonna get into this a little more. I'm gonna try to get you real quick because it's a lot to go into this part. Remember what they find. Remember we talked about the GC math, okay, and how they put accolades in people's bodies at birth, okay, and that eliminates certain cells, this GC math that our body automatically produces that fights off every disease, everything. Okay, they made sure that they wipe that stuff out so that you cannot fight off certain disease. That's why they have incurable stuff. They created that. Okay, same thing that they did with calcifying the pineal gland on point entry, and why you start to get cut off and you can't understand and you can't travel into the spiritual world. You can't connect to the source. They make sure they do that. You also don't know who you are. All the stuff that they give you on the way in, guys, is to have this desired effect. Like I said, I'm starting to wake up because I've been decalcifying stuff like that. Same things that you need to do. All right? Because you can say everything you want to say, man, but at the end of the day, like I said, y'all, and it's the stupidness. You got to understand it's the brainwashing. People like, oh, you trying to tell people to use your pineal gland. That's satanic. You teaching false religion. I'm teaching false religion. The people that gave you the religion, they the false folks. I think that's been proven at this point. Okay, so how am I false if I'm telling you to do something that God gave you? How are you look? They say God made us in the image and likeness of Him. But how are you in the image and likeness of Him? Or if they're cutting off your God-like ability? Preach, man, preach. I'm preaching, y'all. So understand, God gave you that power to use. Okay, so that nobody else could deceive you the way they deceive you. I'm not deceiving you. I'm telling you to go to the source. Well, how can I deceive you if I'm telling you to go straight to God? By using the channel that He gave you to communicate with Him. Preach, Ned, preach. All right. But this is what they want to do. They want to cut you off on arrival from the source, like they did Adam and Eve. So now you ain't spiritual at all. Because you don't have your spiritual power. You know if you're spiritual, but you have your spiritual powers and stuff. Stuff will be going on. You'll be able to connect to the source. So if you get the information, the downloads straight from God, your higher self is there. But if it ain't, you're not going to have that. You understand what I mean? So guess what now they can do? Now we can write your code. We can give you a booklet and tell you what you're supposed to do to reach God. So you want to hear from the man that wrote the book, or you want to hear from God Himself? You tell me which one works. So you gotta read from a book that was written by a man that was supposed to be inspired by God. Why can't you be inspired by God yourself? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. So if I'm coming to you saying, hey, go straight to God. Why you going to the booklet and talking to them folks and listening to what they got to say? Why don't you just talk to them yourself? Use